Next, I'm glad to introduce Gabriela Jimenez, who is a medical device consultant in WHO and will present to us the WHO health technology response to COVID-19. A very interesting presentation.
Hello, can you see my screen?
Yes, Gabi,
Yes.
thank you.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Galero. Thank you very much to all. Maybe I can turn on my video, then it's more personalized. Oh, sorry, I cannot do it. Yeah. Yes. So I'm Gabriela Jimenez. I'm a biomedical engineer, and I will thank you very much for the invitation, and I will present to you the WHO health technology response to COVID-19. I also mentioned Adriana in this presentation because she's the ambassador and the leader in all of these efforts. So yeah, thank you very much. I will start. Well, this will be mainly the topics. First, I will go through the global COVID-19 supply chain. Then I will speak a bit about innovations and technical specifications, and then I would like as well to share with you some field experiences, more in my previous job in the humanitarian aid field. So WHO had and has for now an emergency global supply chain system for COVID-19. This was a response. It was that countries could order supplies, medical devices, and medical equipment from WHO. So in response to this market shortage of many devices, and also we did an alliance with WFP to start the distribution of all of these devices into difficult places into the globe. So my role, and we have a catalog that in which countries could choose which device they needed at that time. Oxygen therapy sources, and yes, and also mechanical ventilators, non-invasive and invasive ones. This is, for example, an example of distribution status of from WFP, where they oximeters, ventilators, and oxygen concentrators, and into which countries these deliveries were done. There were many units. So my role and the role of other amazing women as well, it was to do the quality assurance of these medical devices that we deliver to the field. And also, well, from this, this is a distribution that is not done in just one country, but it's done for the world and for many markets. So then we needed to understand, and I'm just sharing not mainly the activities, but also the lessons learned. So the importance of understanding the regulatory framework and market approvals from different regulatory authorities, and this in a global health context. It was not just the United States or the European Union or I don't know, South Africa. So then we needed really to understand the different regulatory frameworks to then decide what we will get from them to accept a device and to say this device is safe to be used. And also because we had devices from different countries, manufacturing countries. So also we create a database of clear devices that I think that's important, because as there is no a global database where we can know that, okay, this regulatory agency already approved this nasal cannula or the nasal cannula A or B, then we create a database with the devices that we cleared with the revision of the different documents that the manufacturers present to us. And as I said, in this context of last year, that the market was really restricted. And also what we did is to push a lot the bundling of devices. So we wanted to deliver an oxygen concentrator, but also we wanted that the oxygen concentrator has oxygen cannulas and a mask, or oxygen cannulas mainly, or other flow splitters if they will go for pediatric patients. So we and also the ventilators, for example, they need patient circuits, they need filters, they need humidifiers if they use an active humidification. So so we create this device, this bundling, like the equipment and the different consumables for 6 months operation. But also this brought some challenges in logistics, because, for example, some manufacturers were for oxygen concentrators and others for nasal cannulas. So then in which warehouse we will build that to have this delivered to the field. So yeah, so we pushed that strategy of bundling the devices, but also we had the challenge of the maintenance and training agreements, because yes, there are distributors in some countries of, for example, high flow nasal cannula, but in some countries not. For example, in South Sudan, or if they go to some part of DRC, then it's not possible to have a maintenance agreement. So we found that challenging, and we needed to reflect more. Maybe we need to reflect more in further strategies how to tackle that. Then also how to manage samples and how to integrate user technical experience to buy devices for the world. And also I think that this brings the next point, that it's okay, what's needed per country, and to respond the need assessments and the characteristics of each country, of the needs of the country. That was not in our scope at that moment. But for example, for ventilators, it could be important to know more about the need and the context, about training, trained staff or others. And this reflection about, okay, the purchase should be centralized or decentralized. I think that that's something really like a philosophical and key question. Should one country just procure what they have in their market and then what they approved in their local market, or there's also room and space for agencies like WHO or other agencies, UNFPA or UNICEF, that procure devices for different countries? But well, I think that there's room for both, as many have explained, or many have said. And also, well, this is another example of the activities that WHO carried on during COVID-19. It's a compendium, and I was involved in the compendium of innovative health technologies for low research settings. There was already some other editions from 2014, 2016, 2017, and for this time we did the edition 2020 with many COVID devices, including PPE, medical devices, and digital health technologies. And the idea was to, well, we had an open call for the world that we need to diffuse more, because we have few submissions, but because we would like to have much more. And then we did an assessment regarding regulatory assessment, a technology assessment, technology evidence assessment, and a health technology and engineering management assessment. So what we wanted, it was to have yes, like the facts of the technology, the main facts of the innovative technologies, but also how these could be adopted into the countries and the hospitals, or into the different parts. So we did this comprehensive assessment in these different with different groups. And then we really highlight how this technology can be adopted during that for the regulations, for the health technology assessment, and for the management of the technology. About the innovation, I think that this is a really huge topic. There are many actors on the change. on the chain, in the chain, and really we would like to know how to integrate more efforts, how to internet the efforts among all the actors, Grand Challenges Canada, other funding agencies, UNAIDS. So this is a really open ecosystem, and that should be more integrated, I think. And also we found that the field experience using these technologies or these innovative technologies are really important, because this gives us the sense of how is impacting this technology into a specific context. And also the importance of, and we saw the importance of contextualize each technology, because it could be innovative in a region or in a country or in a municipality. We did it really in our assessment in a general scale, with a general approach, but really we would like to say that the innovation should be contextualized later on for their application into the different context. And well, for technical specifications, there is the priority medical devices list for COVID-19, and also well, some lessons learned, like the nomenclature, super important to know which device we are referring to, and the characteristics of those devices, that hopefully we will go towards having a global nomenclature soon. And also the contextualization, to know which are the critical and less critical specifications. That was something that had an impact in procurement as well, because maybe we will not have the perfect device in a specific context, so how to moderate that part. And also to have a technical specification for a context, or in general, as we have it in WHO for the use in the world. The market input is important, and also well in a context as well, in a specific context, it should be important, the market, to see which specifications are there or which are not there for some devices. Other work ongoing by WHO, but I will not go further. It's about PPE, survey tools, facility assessments, and oxygen, as Adriana mentioned before. And also other outstanding women are leading those efforts about PPE, about, of course, with men, in supporting. Yes, it's also some work ongoing in other topics. There are other topics. Also, I would like to share just some pictures about other field experiences. Before, I worked with the organization Doctors Without Borders. Before this experience with WHO in the innovations and quality assurance side. And then, well, I would just want to share some pictures in trainings about sterilization, for example. This was done in DRC, or like, for example, some training in lab devices in Conakry, Guinea. Or yeah, this was a training about using the safety electrical safety analyzers for monitors, or for vital signs monitors in Kabul. Yeah, the level of the technicians is different in each country. This is in Pakistan, FISA. So we had different technicians from different hospitals, and then we developed as well like a training for different for them. And yeah, we have a role, the clinical engineers, into this context. For example, this is Doro, South Sudan. We have here an oxygen concentrator. There are some devices as well in these small clinics, and then for the training of how to use the device, how to repair the device, and how to be sure that this is adapted to the needs, because yeah, sometimes the devices as well can be there in the market, but they are not adapted for some specific context. I think that I spoke a lot about context in my presentation, but that's important. This is microscopes for malaria detection in Tumaremo.
Gabby, we need to finish up.
And that's all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Gabby.
Sorry.